Good evening, all. As I promised all of you yesterday, I'm in front of you now. My dear friends, yesterday, just we discussed about how that the practice is very important one for English speaking. My dear friends, I would like to welcome over here Mr. Suresh Ji is here, Advocate Muralidhar Gudape sir is here, Mr. Nityanand Biradar is here, then Maharudra Gavdi is here. Near about we are 11 members right now, and I'm sure that as the time will go ahead, I'm sure that people will join and most of the people will come to meet us, come to discuss with us, come to raise their issues or come to raise their problems over here. I'm sure you people might have been enjoying whatever the videos I have been posting on the different content. Yes, definitely you might be enjoying there. But apart from the videos, one thing is very essential, that Sima Button Pooker is there. Hanmant, good evening. Just we have started this project right now. Pritesh is there. Indu Button Pooker ma'am is there. Rushank is there. So I welcome all of you. Near about 17 members we are right now over here. So let's see what we discussed yesterday. Yesterday we discussed about how to practice and how that the practice and that the consistency is very crucial in getting the development of English language. And I'm sure that you people might have convinced yourself regarding the consistency and that the practice. Dear friends, today we are going to discuss about that the time sense, how we are going to use that time sense and how that time sense is very crucial in our day-to-day communication. That's what we are going to discuss today. Yes, time sense क्या होता है, time sense कैसे होता है, that part we are going to discuss over here today, my dear friends. So as I many times discussed with you about the time sense, we have to really categorize whatever we speak. We have to categorize in that three aspects, or three times that I say. Number one, that is called as the present, past, and that the future. That many times we already discussed about this. So when we categorize in specific time sense, number one, that is called as the present, past, and that future, we have to think about time words. We have to be very particular about the time word which we use while speaking. About what time we are going to speak, that sense should be very clear when we want to express or when we want to speak, my dear friends. So just we are going to discuss how that time sense is crucial and what care we have to take regarding that time sense. That matter we are going to discuss right now. As we already discussed about that in yesterday's session, what that English language is, how that English speaking or English language is divided in three steps. Number one, that I already told you describing something. Number two, talking about the possession. And number three, talking about the action, Yes, these are the three aspects just we are going to discuss over here. And what we have to do, we have to relate the time sense with these three steps, How? Suppose you are going to describe something. Yes, you have to relate the time sense with that description. Suppose you are going to describe yourself and just you are going to talk about yourself about the present state. आप खुद के बारे में, अभी के बारे में कुछ बातें करना चाहते हो. So time sense is right now. Time sense is now. Time sense is present, my dear friends. Yes, Rajendra sir is here. Rajendra Kamble is there. Archana Magarmam is here. Then Shrikant Mirkale, Rupali Patil. I would like to welcome all of you over here. And as all of you know that how the time sense is very crucial, that's what the thing we are going to discuss over here. Pritesh, good evening to you. Maharudra Gavdi, good evening to you. Nityanand, Muralidhar sir, good evening each and everybody. Just we are going to focus on time sense, And that time sense, just we are going to apply on three steps of speaking English, which we already discussed yesterday. So which three steps we discussed? We discussed about, yes, information. Number two, that is a possession. And number three, that is action, And now we are going to apply that time sense on that. How we are going to apply that? As I already told you, if you are going to discuss about yourself, आप खुद के बारे में कुछ बताना चाहते हो, and if you are going to talk about yourself, if you are going to describe yourself, आप खुद को describe करना चाहते हो, yes, that is the present sense. Right now, if you want to discuss, suppose I'm going to discuss right now, you know that I'm Professor Dhanaji Arya. I work as a lecturer of English, you know that. In this way, I'm going to describe myself, and that is the present sense that we have to understand. My dear friends, suppose I want to talk about my childhood. Let me repeat. I want to talk about my childhood. When I want to talk about my childhood, definitely time sense is different. And suppose if I want to talk about that next year, I want to talk about next month, I want to talk about after 2 years, you know, that time sense is going to be very different, you know. So two things we have to remember. 3 steps or the categories of English speaking. Number 1, and how these 3 steps or these categories are related with. Yes, these are related with. Yes, Gajanan is here. Gajanan Salunke, good evening to you. All these things are related with what? Time sense, you know. And once we understand that time sense, I'm sure that we people are going to speak in a very specific and that in a correct manner. Most of the time, yes, we use the time word from the past and we use the verb form from the present. So how it is going to be related, how it is going to be right, definitely it's not going to be right over there. So we have to understand that. We have to talk about tomorrow and just we use that present form of the verb or that the first form of the verb or we use that present forms of that the verb. How it is possible? It cannot be adjusted over there. Suppose you are going to talk about that the present state of that the action and you are going to use over here was and that the were or that the had or that the some second form of that the verb or the past form of that the verb. It is absolutely not possible, my dear friends. So what is my suggestion to all of you? Focus on the time sense. Time sense is a very, very important one. Means we have to understand time words first, you know. So what are those time words? Last week, yesterday, long, long ago, once upon a time, before some time, before 2 years, before year. Yes, means that in last month, you know that. When you are going to talk in this way, I'm sure we are going to use here past time sense. And when you talk about last Sunday, yesterday, day before, I'm sure we are not going to have that the use of was, were, had, or the second form of the verb, was, were, verbs, ing, had or verbs, third form. It is not absolutely possible, my dear friends. The reason our time sense is what? That is a past. We are talking about last month. We are talking about last Sunday. We are talking about yesterday. We are talking about long, long ago. We are talking about once upon a time. We are talking about what? Before lockdown. So how we can use over here? What? Was, where, had. Yes, we can use only was, where, had. But here we cannot use what? Am, is, are, shall be, will be. These kind of the present verb forms we cannot use here. We have to use only the past forms of the verb. That's the thing we have to remember. Dear friends, suppose we are talking about right now, the present state, you know. At this moment, when we are going to talk about the present moment, there we are going to use am, is, are. Or that the present form of the verb, verbs ing and that is, am, are. That factor we are going to use over here because we are going to talk about present sense. We are not going to talk about the past sense. Means we are not going to talk about yesterday. We are not going to talk about last month, you know. So that kind of the sense we have to understand. And according to the time, yes, my dear friends, we have to focus on verb. Let me repeat. According to time, we have to focus on the verb. And the use of the specific verb, that is going to be the perfection in the language. So specific and as per the time, specific verb we have to use that should match to the time sense, that should match to the whatever that the present time or that the past time or that the future time. That sense is very much necessary, and that sense we have to follow. So focus on the verb. So my suggestion, verb के ऊपर हमें focus करना है और verb के forms के ऊपर focus करना है. Yes, Aini is there, Vedant is there, Pradeep Patil, sir, advocate Pradeep Patil is here. So welcome sir, Vedant, most welcome over here. Aini is the consistent follower of our channel, so I welcome to Aini also. Yes, Pritesh is also the consistent follower of our channel, so I must welcome to Pritesh also. Yes, so I would like to welcome Rupali also, she's also the consistent follower. So all of you, I would like to welcome over here, and just I'm discussing about what those who are the they're the latecomers over here. Yes, Dr. Raghavendra Chopra sir is here, sir. I would like to welcome over here. I'm very much happy to see you over here. So just I was discussing about what that the time sense I'm discussing, my dear friends. So those time sense and the verbs form, time sense and the verb forms, that should get matched. Suppose you are going to talk about yesterday, so that specific, that past form of the verb is necessary. Suppose you are going to talk about that tomorrow, future form of that the verb means that the first form of the verb and shall will, or that shall be, will be, shall have, will have, that kind of the verbs are necessary to use. So my dear friends, always I state that one comment, and that comment is there. Verb is always, or the action is always controlled by the time. What I say, action is always controlled by the time, and that sense we have to follow, that sense we have to match, and that the thing we have to understand, and that what is the relationship between that the action and that whatever that the time sense, that we have to understand. Suppose you are going to talk about yesterday, how we can use that am is are. It is not possible over there. Suppose if you want to talk about right now, about this moment, then how we are going to talk about means that by using that was and where, it is not possible, my dear friend. So this is my suggestion. Just focus on the verb form and just try to understand how to use these helping verbs, means am is are was where shall be will be, have has had shall have will have, shall will can could may might must should would, or ought to, or that dare not, or that they used to. All these helping verbs and the verbs which are required, means whatever the verb we have to use, whatever the action we have to just describe, about what action we have to talk, that's the thing just we have to focus, that's the thing just we have to concentrate, my dear friend, and according to the time we have to use that. So simply you are going to understand what 3 steps of speaking. Number 1, describing something by using am, is, are, without any kind of the action verb, without any kind of the action verb. Only you are going to use their am, is, are for present. You are going to use their was, were for past, you are going to use shall be, will be for future, Just I would like to welcome here, Sukant Chavan is here, so I would like to welcome over here. So in this way, yes, you are going to use that the verbs for describing, When you come towards the possession, time sense we have to remember. And according to the time, suppose you are going to talk about possession, मेरे पास वो था, मेरे पास अभी है, मेरे पास होगा. Means what is this? मुझे है, मुझे था और मुझे होगा. That is a possession. And this possession also, we have to talk with specific time sense. Suppose you are going to talk about last year. We cannot use their have or has. We have to use their have. You have to say that last year I had that, but this year we don't have. In this way, you are going to speak, When I was in the college, when I was in the college, when I was in the school, I was in the school, that is a description, and that is the past one. Because from those who are joined over here, yes, those are not from school right now. Just you can remember those days of your school and you can talk about that. And you can say that when I was in the college. So what is that? That is the past, my dear friends, and you are using their was. And that is the information, that is the describing. You have used their was without any action verb. And suppose you talk about possession over here. You can say that when I was in the college, yes, I had one bike. I had one bike. I had Yamaha. I had a Royal Enfield. What is this? This is a possession. But this possession is from past. That's what we have to remember. So present possession, what is? Right now, I have this one, that one, right now. because this is a present possession. And suppose you are going to talk about the future possession, there you are going to talk about what? Just you are going to talk about, yes, future possession, and there you are going to use shall have and will have. And while speaking that, just you can daydream, you can imagine, I shall have that. But when? After some days, after some time. Means what is it? This is a future time. And when you are going to talk about the future possession or the future time, I'm sure you are going to use that shall have and the will have. And just you can compare that both the things over here. Very first you can say what? Just you are going to describe something. How? Suppose you say that what? I am, मैं कुछ तो हूँ. I am busy right now. What is this? This is your description. And now you can talk about your possession like this. I have a lot of work. What I say? I have a lot of work. What I'm talking? Yes, one, describing yourself. I am 18 years old now. I have a lot of classes now. Yes, I am the single child of my parents. I don't have brother or the sister. I don't have. This is a negative possession, means I don't have brother or the sister, my dear friends. That's going to be the negative possession over here. So in this way, we are going to talk about what? Possessions. And after the possessions, now these are the possessions which we discussed. After the possessions, we can come towards the actions. So you can understand about the actions, So what exactly the actions are there? Whatever we speak, whatever the movement we do, every moment has given that some kind of the name, and that name is called as a verb, And that whatever the action, whatever the movement we do, that movement, that action, it can be described by one specific word, specific name, that is called as a verb, that is called as an action, And on this action also, let me repeat, on this action also, we have to apply time sense, my dear friends. So what we have to apply? Time sense on these actions also. Suppose you are going to talk about yesterday. Actions form, means verbs form. That's going to be the different. We are going to talk about today. Form is going to be the different. We are going to talk about every day. Every day, consistent action. Suppose you are going to talk about that. The verb form is going to be the different. The reason is that impact of the time is a very, very important one there. If you find out the words like this, if you find out the words every day, if you find out the word as like the regularly, if you find out the word like this, yes, consistently, if you find out the word on at the same time every day, every week. So what these words indicate? These words indicate routine. These words indicate your routine, schedule, or yes, consistent time, And when you are going to talk about routine or the consistent time, there you are going to use different form of the verb, means you are going to use their first form of the verb. That's what I want to suggest all of you. So how many forms are there to the verb? Verb ke kitne form hote hai? Verb ke already I told you there are 4 forms. How many forms are there? 4 forms, And these 4 forms we have to use very carefully, my dear friends. What I'm going to talk? These 4 forms are very crucial, and these 4 forms we have to use in particular context, in particular right context. Then and then, whatever exactly you want to express, that could be perfect one, that could be really correct one, and it could match. It could match. Yes, it could. Rahul Davare sir is here. Sir, I'm very much thankful. Just you are here on the channel and just you have commented over here. Thank you for motivating and thank you for boosting the confidence over here. Rahul Davare sir is there. Yes. So that's all. Yes, Ajiz is here. So I would like to welcome all of you. So that's what just I'm going to talk with you, my dear friends. So what is this? Just we are going to focus on verbs form, So verb form is going to be very, very crucial one. So that's what we have to understand. 4 forms just we are going to discuss over here. First form, second form. First form is that is a base form. Second form means that is a past form, That is going to be the third form, that is called as a past participle. And the fourth form, that is called as a ing form, that is called as a present participle. These 4 forms are there, and these 4 forms we have to use very carefully according to 2 things you have to remember. 2 things you have to remember according to the state of that action. Let me repeat, according to the state of that action. That's what you have to remember. And second thing, just I would like to put in front of you, what? Yes, that is the time. Time and the state, time and the state, time and the state. Both the things just we have to remember. Both the things we have to keep in our mind. And I'm sure once you understand that time, state, and the verbs form. What I'm talking? Time, state, and verbs form. Once we understand that particular thing and that the specific coordination between these three, what? Time, verb form, and that the state. So whatever is the state of that the action, that state of the action we have to understand. Means what? Is that action finished or continue? वो action अभी शुरू है, शुरू थी, means शुरू. Yes, that is state, you know that. Continue, that is the state. Or you can say that either means that action is finished, you know that. Finished means वो action खत्म हो चुकी है. That state we have to understand. Or that action is routine one. Means everyday action. That's what I'm going to tell you. So these three things we have to understand, you know. Means what? One state. In that state, is it the continue one? Is it the finished one? Or is it the routine one? That's what somewhere we have to understand these three states, you know. And as we understand these three states, we have to use them according to the time. Because in present, there is the continuous state. Right now, I'm speaking with you. Right now, I'm having the dialogue with you. You know that this is a present state. You people are listening right now. You are watching. I'm just having that interaction with you. This is the present state. And this is the present continuous state, you know. But if I'm going to talk about that the past, and that in past, suppose I'm going to talk about continuous state in the past. So how you're going to talk? Means how I'm going to talk. Before coming over here, I was driving. Before coming here, just I was speaking with my friend, you know that. I was speaking, continue action it is. But what is? That is from the past. So what is the state? State is the continue, but time is the past. Let me repeat, my dear friend. State is the continue, but time is the past. That's what somewhere we have to remember. That's what we have to keep in our mind, you know that. So we have to really keep in our mind three things. Number one, state. Number two, time. And number three, verbs form. Let me repeat. State, time, verb form. State, time, verb form. Yes, Vedant, what I'm talking. Aini. Yes, Sukhant, you know. Yes, Sushma Manemam. Yes, then Aziz. Then Ganesh, welcome over here. So what I'm talking, these three things we have to keep in our mind. Number one, that is called as the state. Number two, that is called as the time. And number three, that is called as a verb form, you know. According to the state and according to time, we have to use particular verb form. And whatever you speak, either you speak about just describing something, or you speak about possession, or you speak about action, just you have to understand what? State, time, and what? Just the verbs form, you know. Suppose you are going to describe, and you want to describe from the past. You are going to use was and were. So what is that was and were? Was and were is am is are's past. Am is are past. To be is past. That is a was were. Second form you can say. Suppose you are going to talk about the possession. Possession means मेरे पास क्या है, मेरे पास क्या था. That kind of the possession, suppose you are going to talk. So what you are going to speak over here? Yes, you are going to use here had. Had you are going to use here. So what is this? That had is again the past form of have. So we are changing it. We can say like this. I had the disturbance in last session. Yesterday we had that the session, we had that live session yesterday, but we had a little bit disturbance at the beginning due to the some kind of the setting problem. Yes, we had the problem. But see, today we don't have any problem. This is the present state. This is the present possession. We don't have any kind of the problem today, my dear friends. Yes, that's what somewhere we have to understand. Yesterday I had the problem, but right now I don't have that the problem. That's going to be the present one. And that's what somewhere we have to remember what exactly this time and that the state and that the verb form, that we are going to use over here, When you come towards the action के बारे में जब हम बात कर लेंगे, definitely we are going to use these 4 forms of the verb. If we think about that first form is used 25 times. What I'm talking? First form is used 25 times. Second form is used in only 1 situation. Third form is used in 3 situations. Fourth form is used in 3 plus 3 situations, In this way, all these verb forms we are going to use according to the need, according to the situation, according to the time, and according to the particular need of that your expression, So all these things are completely, restricted or controlled by the time and the state of the action. That's what somewhere we have to remember, my dear friends. And once you know that time, state, and that the verb forms cut a relationship, I'm sure you are going to speak in a very specific and in a very fluent manner, So don't forget to understand time sense and the verb form and the states, So how I was talking that, just think about the first form. Take the example like this, means that the write, read, eat, speaks with somebody, These are the first forms of the verb. And these first forms are used to express 25 senses of the time. Let me repeat, 25 meanings we can have from that the first form of the verb, and 25 specific situations are there where we can use the first form of the verb. That's what somewhere we have to remember, and that's what somewhere we have to keep in our mind. What is that? That is the first form, So how we use that? That I will tell you later on. Just be over here. I can talk with you, about the first form. Now, if you are going to think about the second form of the verb, for example, speak hota hai, first form, spoke. That is the second form. Spoke, that is the second form. So how we use that spoke? That spoke is used in only 1 situation, and that is the past, or that is a simple past, or whatever we are going to talk about yesterday. We are going to talk about last month. We are going to talk about last year. We are going to talk about before some time. We are going to talk about long ago. Means in this context, in this situation, we are going to use second form of the verb, my dear friends. And now, when you come towards the third form means what? That finished action, finished. And now, this third form has 3 states of the time. Finished action has 3 states of the time. How these are? Action could be finished in the past. Yes, in past, suppose 2 actions took place. Past में 2 actions हो चुकी है, और एक एक्शन के पहले कुछ एक एक्शन खत्म हो चुकी थी. उसके लिए हमें यूज करना पड़ता है पास्ट परफेक्ट. एंड इन पास्ट परफेक्ट वी कैन यूज दैट had plus verbs third form, means that is finished one, Suppose you are going to talk about that the action finished in recent past, but it has some kind of the relationship with present. Still there is the existence of that action. Still there is the relation of that action. Still there is finished action, okay, but still there is the existence at this moment also, and that finished action creates the impact on the present moment. At that moment we can use that finished action in the present, and that is called as a present perfect. So in this way I am going to talk that what third form of the verb is used in 3 situations. Right now you are over here, and just you are going to think about the future, and just you are going to imagine that in future that one action will have finished, and एक एक्शन फ्यूचर में खत्म हो चुकी होगी. इन दैट वे एक्शन खत्म हो चुकी थी, हो चुकी है, और हो चुकी होगी. मींस व्हाट इज दिस? दिस इज अ फिनिश्ड एक्शन, एंड यू आर गोइंग टू टॉक अबाउट फिनिश्ड स्टेट. व्हाट इज द स्टेट? स्टेट इज फिनिश्ड. एंड व्हाट इज द टाइम? दैट फिनिश्ड टाइम can be in the past, can be in present, and can be in future. Can be in past, can be in present, can be in future. Yes, let me repeat. That past state, finished, action finished, that state we can have in past, in present, and in future too. And according to that, we have to use their verb's third form, that is a compulsory one, because that action is finished. But to indicate the present, to know the present, to show the present perfect, we are going to use have, has with verb's third form. To show the past, we are going to use their had, and to show the future, we are going to use their shall have and that will have. And that's what just we can understand through the example. Example is like that. What? Yes. I had discussed that matter with my friend, but he didn't give me the solution. What I'm talking, I had discussed that matter with my friend. That action finished in the past, but he didn't give me any kind of the solution. That is the simple past, I had discussed that finished action in the past. Now we are going to talk in present. I have discussed that matter with my friend. Don't worry at all. Just you go over there and ask him. I have already discussed that matter with him. Means what does it indicate? मैंने उसके साथ discuss किया है, and that he does the impact on the present. It affects on the present. That is the existence till the moment. So I'm telling to my friend, I have discussed with my friend. Just go and check, go and speak with him. That's what the suggestion I'm giving to my friend, And the same thing I'm going to talk about future. How I can talk? That time is future, but state is finished. And I'm going to use the verb form's third. Verbs form, that is the third. And now I'm going to talk about future. And that action will be finished in future, my dear friend. How you can say, I shall have finished. I shall have finished my online lecture, yes, till you join. तो जब तक join होता है, तब तक मैंने ये खत्म किया होगा, like this, that I shall have finished my online lecture. So what kind of the state is there? That state is what? Finished. And what is the time? The time is future. So what I'm talking? 3 times present, past, future. And what I'm talking? 3 states. What is one state, and 3 times, that. So how many 3 times? What 3 times? Just I'm going to talk with you. Yes, 3 times I'm going to talk with you like this. What? Yes. Nehaji is here. Neha Desai, good evening to you. And thanks for the comment over here. Definitely, I'm here to help all of you, my dear friends. So thank you. Keep commenting, keep chatting over here. And definitely with the comments and with all kind of these kind of the messages, really, we people will get motivated to share the content with you. I'm sure, yes, you people might be enjoying over here. Thanks a lot, my dear friends. So let's begin. So I was talking about what? 3 means that one state and 3 times. 3 times present, past, future. But state is common. Finished. Yes. So finished के लिए third form of the action means that the third form. And to show the present, I have used have, has. To show the past, I have used here had. And to show or to indicate future, yes, what I'm using, shall have and will have. But one thing that state is the common, and that state is what? वो state कौन सी है? Finished वाली है. Present के लिए मैंने have, has use कर दिया. Past के लिए मैंने use कर दिया what? Had. And future के लिए just I have used there shall have and will have. That's what we have to remember. That's what we have to keep in our mind, my dear friends. Now just we are going to turn towards the next thing. That is the 4th form of the verb. 4th form of the verb. What is that? The 4th form of the action. That is the ing one. And whenever we use that ing, we are in the situation or we are in the position to show that continuity of the action. What? Continuity of the action. So what is the state, my dear friends? Mention in the chat box. Mention in the chat box, that. So what is that? Means that the state of the action. When I'm going to talk about the ing, what is the state of that action? The state of the action is going to be continue, my dear friends. But that continuity, yes, we have to talk in different times. Continuity in the past, continuity in present, and continuity in future. Yes. The state is what? Continuity. And that state has been projected by the ing form of the verb. Yes, Pritesh. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for mentioning over here. Continuous. That's what you are telling. Yes. Thank you, Pritesh. Saili Sau is here. Yes. Saili Sau, welcome over here. So what I'm talking about the continuity. So state is here continuity. And before that continuity, just we have to mark, is this continuity from present or is this continuity from the past or is it the continuity from future? So how can we distinguish? How can we make the the difference over here? So that's what we have to remember. Now to mention that time, to mention that tense, that, or to mention that specific time, we are going to take the help of the helping verbs, and these helping verbs we are going to use to be helping verbs, to talk about continuity. So what those are? In present, we can use am, is, are. In past, we can use was and were. Yes, Rushank is here. Rushank, thank you. Yes, so that is a past, that is was, were. Yes, Lakshman Patil is here. Good evening. Yes, so that is a was, were, that is a past. Shall be, will be, that is a future. So all these three, what? Am, is, are, present, was, were, past, shall be, will be, future. What they are expressing? They are expressing time, and that ing form of the verb that expressing the state of the action, and that is continue. So what we have to talk? There is a need to talk about the continuity of the action in the past, continuity of the action in the present, and continuity of the action in future. These three things just we have to focus. These three things we have to really speak in our day-to-day communication, and that's what somewhere we have to remember over here, my dear friend. So how you are going to use them? Yes, that ing. Suppose right now, this is my continuity. I'm interacting with you. You are watching, that yes, Rupali, you are absolutely right. You are watching. So this is present continuity, and in grammar what we say, this is a present continuous tense. You are listening, you are watching, I'm speaking over here. That is a present continuous tense, and that is the present state. To express that present state, we have the ing form of the verb, and to talk about the present, just we have used their am, is, are. And the am, is, are we can use according to the person, according to the subject. That if the subject is I, we can use their am, and if the subject is singular, third person, we can he, she, it, or that the Rohit, any kind of that the name, that is that we can use their is over there. And when we are going to talk about that the plural subject, means that bahut sare log hai in subject, that we, you, they, there we are going to use that are. That's what you people are familiar with these easy things. I'm not going to waste more time in such kind of the easy things, my dear friend. So yes, you people know very well what this is the continuity from that the present, and whenever you're going to talk about the continuity in present, you are going to use their am, is, are, and the verbs form. That's all from my the continuity from the present, my dear friend. And now suppose you are going to talk about the continuity in the past. Suppose you are going to talk about yesterday, you are going to talk about morning, you are going to talk about before the session, you're going to talk about before some time, if you're going to talk about 4 o'clock in the evening, if you're going to talk about 5 o'clock in the evening, and just you want to focus on the continuity, आपको continuity के ऊपर focus करना है, लेकिन आप बातें करने जा रहे हो what, that is from the past, that means 4 o'clock की बात कर रहे हैं आप, means you are going to talk about what, last Sunday की बात कर रहे हैं, आप क्या कर रहे हो, yes, morning की बात कर रहे हो, आप क्या कर रहे हो, before some time की बात कर रहे हो, वहां का जो continuity होती है, वहां की जो continuity होती है, वो continuity जब हमें बात करनी होती है, at that moment, yes, ing is there, no doubt, but before that ing, just we are going to use their what, to show past, to show that past time, to show that yesterday, to show the sense of before some time, to show the sense of means yesterday, to show the sense of morning, that just where Om Sai Ram, just you are mentioned over here, past, was, and where you are absolutely right. Congratulations over here. Thanks a lot for mentioning over here Om Sai Ram. So what is that? That we are going to talk about the continuity. You are going to use there was and where, and you can talk, sir, you called me, or just you sent me the notification yesterday, but I could not join. I'm talking about yesterday. I could not join live session of yesterday. The reason was there. Just I was studying at 7 o'clock yesterday. So I could not join the session. So what you are talking about, I was studying. Yes, I saw you in the morning. Yes, I saw you in the morning. Where were you going? Just I want to ask like this, where were you going? आप कहाँ जा रहे थे? Continuity I'm asking you from the past, and continuity is there, so ing is there, and to talk about that the past, I have used here was. And again, you know that where to use was and where to use where. When you are going to talk about was, जब आप was की बात कर लोगे तो singular subject के साथ आएगा, where की जब आप बात कर लोगे तो plural subject के साथ आएगा. Yes, you know these things very well. And now suppose you are going to talk about the continuity of the future. Now just you are going to daydream, you are going to imagine something. Now you are watching my session and there are going to be the 100 thoughts in your mind, and just you are going to express about your those thoughts, and just you can daydream, you can imagine over here like this, what after the completion of the session, right, what, yes, or I shall be doing that, I shall be doing this, that in this way, just you will daydream, means what you are going to imagine about the future, but you are going to imagine about the continuity of the action. Don't forget that. And to express that continuity, yes, to express that continuity, what is there? ING is there. Sushma Mane ma'am, just you have mentioned over here, sir, really you are teaching very nicely. Thanks a lot, ma'am. Such kind of the messages will definitely boost our the confidence, and really we people will get motivated. So keep posting, keep expressing yourself, and if you write at that such a public platform, I'm sure that you are going to develop your language also, because this is a public platform, everybody is watching, most of the people will watch you. Yes, so definitely it requires that the confidence to mention over here something. So ma'am, thanks a lot for mentioning over here. So once again, just I will begin, I was talking about the continuity, and that continuity from the future, So future ki continuity, yes, ing is there, no doubt. But to express that future, state is there, no doubt, state. ing is there. But to express future, what we are going to use? We are going to use shall be and will be. That's what somewhere we have to remember. And then you can say that, yeah, we shall be speaking English one day. हम भी एक दिन इंग्लिश बात कर रहे होंगे. What is this? This is imagination. Continuous imagination means future में कुछ continue रहेगा. That's what you are going to express over here by using that ing and by mentioning that shall be and will be before that, that is the fourth form of the verb, that is the ing. Continuous state is the continue. So to express that continuous state, we have used their ing form, and to express that present time, we have used am, is, are. To express the past time, we have used their was and were, and to express what? That the future time, we have used here shall be and will be, and in this way we have discussed that the fourth form, my dear friends. And before that we discussed about third form. I told you already, that finished action. Third form is equal to finished action. But that action finished in present, past or future. How to know, how to speak. Finished action, third form, no doubt. Right? Means completed, third form. But how you are going to express in present, past and the future? Suppose you are going to talk about yesterday's finished, had finished. You are going to talk about recent finished. Yes, have, has finished. And you are going to talk about that future finished. You are going to use their shall have, will have finished. That's what about the third form, my dear friend. And I already told you about the second form. जब कभी भी past की action just finished होती है, उसका relation present के साथ कभी नहीं होता है, वहाँ पे हम second form use कर लेंगे. And that's what I already discussed with you. And you people know that I met him yesterday. As you know that the name of the movies, जब we met long ago, once upon a time in Mumbai, that is the name of the movie, and all these things you can find in the past itself, and that's what somewhere you have to understand regarding the second form of the verb. I met him, I did that, I told him, I completed my task, I went over there, I discussed with him, that I had that the meeting with him. All just you are going to talk about the past, and you are using the second form. And now, my dear friends, just we have to add that the third and the fourth form. What is that third and the fourth form's addition? So whenever we are going to talk about that the process of the action, yes, you are going to talk about that one duration of the action. Suppose if you want to mention that when that action already started, that starting point of the action, just you have to mention, you have to project. At that moment, you are going to mix third form and the fourth form. Means you are going to use what? Have been, has been, had been, and shall have been, will have been, and the fourth form of the verb, that is the ing, that is the state, yes, continue. And here you are going to use what? Yes, shall have been, will have been, or had been, or what have been, has been. In that way you are going to use. For example, suppose if I say like this, I am just interacting with you now. This is my present state. At this moment it is a continue. But suppose I want to focus on the duration of my this action. लेट मी रिपीट, इस एक्शन की मुझे ड्यूरेशन आपको बताना है, तो मुझे बोलना है कब से मैं पढ़ा रहा हूं. आई हैव बीन, यस, इंटरैक्टिंग विथ यू फॉर लास्ट हाफ एन आवर. I have been interacting with you for last half an hour. What is this? This is the continuity of the action. No doubt, no doubt. But what is there? Just I'm going to talk about what? That the starting point. If I say that since 7 o'clock, and if I say that 2 hours, I can say that 1 hour, for half an hour. So when I want to mention about the what? Duration or the starting point of the action, there I'm going to use have been, has been and verbs ing, and there I can use that since and for as a time showing, time indicating preposition. So where to use since? I have already posted that one video on that since and for, and I'm sure that you people might have enjoyed that video and you could misunderstand what exactly the difference between the since and for. Still, miss, I would like to express over here that since is used to express that the point of time, means that the starting point of that the time of that action, and that for is used to express the duration of the time, you know that. So if I say that like this, I have been interacting with you for last half an hour. आधे घंटे से मैं आपके साथ interact करने जा रहा हूँ, कर रहा हूँ. और if I say like this, I have been interacting with you since 7 o'clock or 7:30, that is a since. We are talking about particular time, and when we are going to talk about the particular time, we use there what? Since, you know. And that's what somewhere we have to understand, my dear friends. And since and for you can understand, and the continuity of the action you have to understand, you know. And that specific time I have mentioned over here, that's what somewhere you have to understand over here. Yes, so that is going to be what? Present perfect continuous tense. Leave the names of the tenses, you know, that if you don't remember or remember, it's not going to be that much useful and that the beneficial for you to remember the names of the tenses. But what is useful for you? Yes, only one thing is there. Understand it well. Understand it well. Understand it well. What is the use of that? Now you can say, yes, we have been living in lockdown since March. Dekho, we cannot say the same sentence like this, we are living in lockdown. But you can say that we have been living in lockdown since March. तो lockdown की जो beginning है, that beginning is since March. Since March, March से शुरू है और हमें focus करना है March से आगे. March से आगे. That focus we have to do. So I'm using here what? Present perfect continuous tense, means have, has, and verbs. Third means that the fourth form, that is ing. Suppose the same thing I want to talk about yesterday. Yesterday is the duration of the action I wanted to state over here, or that the starting point of that the action I want to mention over here. So I'm sure just we can talk about yesterday also, and we can talk like this. I had been waiting for you. Gentlemen, I had been waiting for you for 2 hours yesterday, but you didn't come as usual. यस, जैसे तो आता नहीं है कभी भी, मैं कल भी तेरी वेट कर रहा था. यस, फॉर 2 घंटे मैं कंटिन्यूअस 2 घंटे के ऊपर मुझे फोकस देना है. इसके लिए मुझे हैड बीन यूज करना है और वर्ब का आईएनजी फॉर्म यूज करना है. देखो देखो क्या कर रहा हूं मैं, 2 घंटे के ऊपर फोकस दे रहा हूं. यस, व्हाट इज द एग्जांपल? आई हैड बीन वेटिंग फॉर यू फॉर 2 hours. Let me repeat, I had been waiting for you for 2 hours, but you didn't come as usual. You didn't come. I had been waiting for you. मैं आपकी 2 घंटे से राह देख रहा था, लेकिन कल. यहां पे बहुत सारे लोग दे यूज इट व्हाट? आई वॉज वेटिंग फॉर यू. जब कभी भी आपको आई वॉज वेटिंग बोलना है तो एक पर्टिकुलर टाइम की बात है, ये हो नहीं सकता व्हाट 2 घंटे का ड्यूरेशन आई वॉज वेटिंग कभी एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर सकता. दैट्स व्हाट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर ओवर हियर, माय डियर फ्रेंड्स. So focus on what? Had been and verbs ing. That's what somewhere you have to remember. And now suppose if you think about the future, and just you want to mention about that the futures, what continuity of that the action, and just you want to talk about the span, and that too in future, you know that. So that kind of the action that already that action began, you know, in the past. That action is continue right now also, and that will be continue in future also. वो एक्शन ऑलरेडी शुरू हो चुके हैं, अभी भी शुरू है, फ्यूचर में भी शुरू होगी, लेकिन वो बात करते समय कैसे कर लेंगे. नाउ सी, सपोज यू आर वेटिंग फॉर योर फ्रेंड. जस्ट यू आर वेटिंग, जस्ट यू आर लुकिंग इन योर वॉच, यू आर काउंटिंग द टाइम, एंड एट लास्ट जस्ट यू कॉल टू योर फ्रेंड. आप आपके फ्रेंड को कॉल करते हो और उसे बोलते हो, कम ऑन मैन, I have been waiting for you. आपके लिए मैं राह देख रहा हूँ. I have got really missed that the tired now. I cannot wait more. And you say that, look, if I wait 10 minutes more, देखो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ. If I wait 10 minutes more, if I continue the this session, yes, 8 minutes more, I shall have been interacting. Let me repeat. I shall have been interacting with you for last 1 hour. I shall have been interacting with you for last 1 hour. But curve, if I continue it for 8 minutes more, because it is 7:52, 53. Now 7 minutes are remain. I started it at 7, and if I continue it for 7 minutes, I shall have been interacting with you for 1 hour. But that 1 hour will be completed after 7 minutes. That 1 hour is not completed yet, my dear friends. It will be completed after 7 minutes. And those 7 minutes also you have considered. And you say that I shall have been. What I'm talking? I shall have been. Yes. Teaching over here, interacting with you consistently. Yes, for how long? Yes, that is 1 hour. But when it will be completed? It will be completed, yes, after 7 minutes. That's what somewhere I want to keep in front of you. And just you have to remember it. That is called as the future perfect continuous tense. Already completed that action. And right now also it is continued because I'm talking with you. Already I started, sorry, not completed. I started that action already. I already started it at 7. Right now continue and will continue in future also. And just I'm talking about the complete sense of the time, complete counting of that time, and that will be of 1 hour. But again, after 6 minutes, after 7 minutes, that's what I'm going to mention. That is going to be the mixture of third form and fourth form. That's what we have to remember, oh my dear friends. And here's what I have discussed with you. I have discussed with you second form, that is the past. I have discussed with you third form, that is a completed action, completed. Thank you, Mahesh. Thank you, my brother, that my elder brother is here. Yes, Mr. Dhanaji Arya, I'm very much thankful to you for mentioning over here. Yes, Mahesh is here. Yes, I'm very much thankful, Mahesh. Yes, Ganesh is here. I'm thankful. Yeah, Maharudra Gaudi, awesome. Just you are mentioning for last. Miss that the last you have been mentioning for last 1 hour, you know that. Yes, Om Sai Ram, just I'm very much thankful for boosting our confidence by giving the some kind of the comments over here. Yes, so once again, Rahul Davares, I'm really thankful to you because just you have mentioned something here great for all of us, you know that. So I express my sincere thanks to you. So I express my sincere thanks. Yes, Pritesh, thank you. You are the consistent, means that the viewer of our channel. So just I would like to salute you, Pritesh is there, Aine is there, yes, the Archana Magar is there. All of you are consistent lovers of your channel, and whatever we are doing the best, we are going to reach up to the 1500 subscribers, and just we are going to reach that means that the means near about 15,000 viewers, you know that, only and only due to you, my dear friend. So let's begin, you know. So what we are going to discuss over here, we are going to discuss about what? Second form I already discussed, third form I already discussed, and the fourth form, that also I already discussed, and the combination of third and the fourth form, that also I already discussed. So what is remained? Which verb form is remained? Yes, which verb form we have to discuss? You can mention in the chat box. Pritesh, Aini is there, Mahesh is there, yes, Maharudra is there, yes, Ajay is there, Om Sai Ram is there. Just you can mention in the chat box, you know, which form is remained. I'm sure that first form is remained there, and that first form is used at 25 places in 25 situations. We have the 25 situations where we use first form of the verb. So my dear friends, half of the language, yes, half of the language that can be spoken by using the first form of the verb, and that we have to discuss. Yes, shall we discuss first form? Yes, Pritesh, you are absolutely right, first form. Shall we discuss the first form? Yes, we have to discuss that the first form. I already told you that first form is used at 25 places. How many? 25 places. So these 25 meanings, 25 context, 25 situations where we have to use that the first form, and how we use that the first form in a very specific manner. All those things we are going to discuss. Shall we discuss now, or shall we keep it for tomorrow? Shall we keep it from tomorrow? Pritesh, what do you think? Mahesh, what do you think? Yes, Ganesh, what do you think? Maharudra, Rupali, yes, shall we keep it for the tomorrow? Yes, we are going to keep that the use of first form for tomorrow. So 25 context or 25 situation I'm going to put in front of you tomorrow at the same time at 7 o'clock. So don't miss the session, tomorrow's session, where we are going to discuss about the 25 situations where we have to speak by using first form of the verb. So my dear friends, have you enjoyed the session? Yes. Have you enjoyed the session? Yes. So tomorrow we are going to discuss about what? That the first form of the verb. So I'm sure you have enjoyed it. Tomorrow we are going to meet, my dear friends. Good night to all of you. See you then tomorrow. And thanks a lot for giving that overwhelming response and your comments and your motivation and just your appreciation. All those things are really going to motivate us to do the best for you. Tomorrow we are going to meet. Good night to all of you. See you. Shubhratri, my dear friends. Tomorrow we shall meet. And today we are going to post that the video about the confusion of right and wrong. Right and wrong. Always we restrict ourselves in the confusion of what? Right and wrong. Right and wrong. So how to come out of that confusion and how to come out of that one pressure of what? के लोग क्या कहेंगे, कुछ भी कहेंगे, जो कहना है वो कहेंगे, लेकिन मैं कर लूं जो मुझे करना है, मुझे बात करना है अंग्रेजी तो मैं बात कर लूं, लोगों का मुझे कुछ लेना देना नहीं है. Yes, on this issue we have prepared the video and just we are going to post for you. My dear friends, enjoy the video. Good night to all of you. See you then tomorrow. I'm sure that tomorrow also you are going to give the such kind of the overwhelming response, my dear friend. Thank you. Thank you, Saili. Thank you, Maharudra. Thank you, Pritesh. Thank you, Ganesh. Thank you, Aini, Rupali. Yes, Murlidhar sir. Aini is there. Om Sai Ram. Gajanan Salunke. Maharudra. Yes. I'm very much thankful to all of you. Thank you. Good night to all of you and see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot, my dear friends.